Welcome to the July 30th, 2021 video version of the Wagner Daily. My name is Rick Petticelli, and as usual, once a week, this video replaces the written commentary portion of our nightly report. Hopefully this serves as a nice change of pace, as well as offer some insight as to how we set up our charts, what time frames and indicators we use. In tonight's video, we're going to run through a few broad market averages, then cover open positions in the model portfolio, and finally take a look at what's out there in terms of potential setups during the next few days. First up is the Nasdaq Composite, and the past few weeks have been volatile with the price action undercutting prior swing low on 719 and immediately reversing back higher and recapturing the 20, closing higher 5 sessions in a row, and then another shakeout bar on 727, which took out 3 days worth of lows before reversing higher and closing back above the 10 MA. And since then, the price has just chopped around, digesting the move up and Tuesday's volatile session. And on Thursday night, Amazon reported earnings after the close and was down about 6%, and that dragged the Nasdaq 100 lower. Let's go to QQQ. So here is Thursday's closing price. And in after hours trading, it was down at least 1%. I think as much as 1.4%. The S&P was also down about 1% in after hours, so could possibly be opening up closer to the 10-day MA, which if it holds wouldn't really put much damage into the chart, as the price action has been chopping around for the past few days, digesting the recent volatility after that shakeout down to the 50 and immediate reversal back above. As long as the price holds above the 20-day EMA, we can just say business as usual here. Not all earnings reactions were bad though. There's been several solid reactions, one of which was AMD, which reacted favorably to earnings on Wednesday and followed through to the upside on Thursday. QCOM, not a stock we're monitoring closely for an entry, but a strong reaction to earnings on big volume. FIVN, decent reaction to earnings. ALGN, also strong reaction to earnings. And speaking of decent reaction to earnings, we have SNAP, which gapped to all-time new highs on big volume. The price action has struggled to follow through. Did undercut the lows of the gap up day, but recovered well from that undercut with the price closing right at the low of the gap up day, and the next day undercutting the low of the gap up day but closing back above. So we purchased Snap Wednesday afternoon in anticipation of follow through. The next day we did get some, however, the price action reversed lower. On lighter volume, we have a stop beneath the low of 727. We're also long CRWD from an entry on Wednesday looking for fall through to the upside. We did get some in the morning, but the price action sold off in the afternoon. And we also have a stop beneath the low of 727 here. And our final position is Nvidia, which we're long from a buy around 184.79. This entry was a slight pullback from reversal off the 10-week MA. Here's the reversal candle at 719. On the weekly chart to the right, here's the bounce off the 10-week MA. So far it's looking pretty good. Still no follow through, but as long as the price action just chops around in this area, should be fine. This week has been a tough one for our style of trading. Just not much follow through with the majority of names on our watch list. Not all, though. Some are working, but overall it's been slim pickings. And during the past few days, we've seen money flow into steel, gold, silver, home builders, and semiconductors. In terms of new setups for Friday's session, there are none. We continue to monitor several growth stocks, but conditions for growth have not been ideal. That's why we've been trying to buy on weakness rather than obvious strength over the highs. So shop is potentially in play over this downtrend line, over Thursday's high, looking for the 2-day low to hold. SMAR, nice handle here. On the weekly chart, you have the cup and you have your handle, and that's the obvious entry at the handle high. Probably want to avoid that type of entry, so entry closer to this 75.30 area is probably best. Docu, solid move up on volume, has pulled back on lighter volume, holding the 10-day MA, but has failed to follow through. I don't know how it'll open up on Friday. If it does hold above this 300 area and then reverses higher, if it takes out Thursday's high, could be in play, or if there's a gap down on the open and then a reversal back through the 300 area, could be in play. AMD, we're monitoring for a pullback entry, and Snap, if it can hold up around 74 and then eventually break this downtrend line, could be in play. And we also have a few IPOs that we're monitoring. One is S, which broke its short-term downtrend line. It's trying to move higher. Again, really not looking to enter on strength, so likely looking for the price action to pull back or go sideways, waiting for the 20-day EMA to catch up. GLBE does have a tight range day here on Thursday. Could be in play on a breakout, but would be more interested likely in a pullback to this 60 area. VERV trying to break out from a tight range here, and it would be better to buy around this area than attempt to buy up here. Not a good idea. CRCT, if it can get back above Thursday's high, though it might be a rough open on Friday. And U, which broke its short-term downtrend line, if it stalls on Friday and continues to pull back in, could be something to monitor for a pullback entry off 44. So just a quick recap. Negative reaction to earnings in Amazon sent the price about 7% lower in after-hours trading. Triggered a sell-off in the S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures, which are both down more than 1%. Depending how stocks react on Friday, we'll see what type of setups could be in play for early next week. And as we mentioned a little bit earlier, in areas that have seen money flow over the past few days, such as SLX and the home builders, we'll have to monitor those areas for potential pullback entries. All right, that's it for tonight's video. Thank you for joining me. As always, have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next week.